Friday action. Graf, the reigning champion here at the matinee. She won it last year in Toronto for the second year that she has participated in the event. She's 25 years old, from Brühl, Germany, #1 in the world, #1 seed, 5'9", 132 pounds, with 86 singles titles to her credit. She would love to make this one number 87, but she has been struggling with a bad back all week. It's a lower back problem. She says her disc keeps shifting. She keeps getting massage and therapy, and hopefully she'll be able to overcome those problems and play right through the weekend, if she can get by Gabriela Sabatini today. Sabatini serving in the near court. 15 love. Sabatini, as everybody knows by now, has not won in 2 years. In the last 2 years on the tour, her last victory was the Italian Open in 1992, but she did make 2 finals this year and has been playing well this week.
Strong cans, 30-15.
To beat Steffi Graf, what you have to do is you have to take away the ability that she has to design points. She likes to impose her pace and rhythm in a match and culminate it with a knockout forehand. In order to do that, Sabatini's going to have to come into the net. She is hitting her ground strokes with a bit more authority last couple of days, not looping them as much.
Get on cans, 40-15.
Sabatini holding serve to get the match underway. She leads 1-0.
This shot is one that I was just referring to, driving the ball rather than looping it. If she can do that, then she's going to force Graf into hitting her shots a little bit faster. And that's what Graf is not as comfortable at doing.
We mentioned the history that these two players have in the past, meeting 37 times previously. Graf leads the series 26-11. 23 of those matches have gone to 3 sets. Graf has won the last 5 since 1992. The last time they met was at the US Open last year in the quarterfinals. Graf winning 6-2, 5-7 and 6-1.
That's Steffi Graf's 12th year on tour. Sabatini's 10th.
Graf also has a 9-5 edge on hard courts.
Time.
They've never played each other at this tournament before. This is only the 3rd time that Graf is participating at the matinee. She won it in 1990 and she won it last year. Twice she's been here, twice she's won it. She has a 12-0 record in match play here. Caught the line. 30 love.
Strong 0, 30 love.
Graf a little lucky here that the lob didn't go deeper. She guessed incorrectly, and Sabatini waited for the second to last hit and was right in position. Had Sabatini been able to get a little deeper lob, she might have neutralized that point a little quicker.
Get on 0.
40 love.
40 love.
Winning the game to love. We're tied 1 game all. First set.
1 game all.
The game plan against both of these players is that you want to rush them, and so that's what they're, after having played 37 previous times, they know what they have to do. So today we'll probably see a few more unforced errors than normal, but I think it's going to come down to who executes the best.
Can 0, 15 love.
She's second on the money list this year with $1.15 million. Her match record stands at 49-3 for the year.
Strong 0, 30 love.
$241,000 for Gabriela. 2 final appearances this year, but no titles. Love.
Get on 0, 40 love.
Steffi thought it was wide. Sabatini wins the game to love. The hold serve and lead 2 games to 1 over Steffi Graf.
Sabatini leads 2-1.
Has also worked with Emilio Sanchez Vicario and Brenda Schultz, Natalia Zvereva. On the right, you see Sabatini's brother Osvaldo, the sole representative of the Sabatini family, as the rest is home in Argentina taking care of their farm that Gabriela was able to buy with some of her prize money.
Can 0, 15 love.
All.
15 all.
Nothing too spectacular yet. They're still playing quite cautious tennis here.
Ball cans.
30-15.
15-30. Correction. 30-15.
Close. Oh, she just missed that. 40-15.
Kettle cans. 40-15. Merci. Thank you. Kettle thrown.
40-30.
40-30.
Deuce.
Égalité. Deuce. Avantage Sabatini.
Break points.
Sabatini.
First break of the match. And it goes to Gabriela Sabatini. She leads Steffi Graf 2-1 in this first set.
Sabatini men. 3-1. Sabatini leads 3-1.
Sabatini's done a good job these first 4 games of shutting down Graf's ability to dictate pace and rhythm. She's mixed it up very well.
Double fault.
0 cans. Low 15. Cans for 2. 15 all.
15-30.
Can Strong, 15-30. Strong Quartos,
30 all.
30 all.
Seems to me that Gabriela is trying to put a little more on her first serve today.
She has to, and in practice she spent a lot of time trying to go for the corners. She's actually trying to hit some aces.
Get on
40-30.
40-30.
What she cannot do is get in a situation where she has to hit a lot of second serves, because then her second serve is pretty much of a puffball sitting up there, and Graf will run around and hit her forehand. Like that.
Sabatini.
But that's not what usually happens. 4-1, Sabatini leads in this first set. Up a break on Steffi Graf.
Game Sabatini. She leads 4-1.
Sabatini was very lucky to get out of this, because this was an easy setup. This is an indication that Graf looks nervous.
They're always nervous on quarterfinal Friday. Our coverage continues. Serving in the near court. Down a break.
Fast match so far. It's usually at this point, Graf's the one that's up 4-1.
Can 0.
15 love.
15 love.
A lot more impatient the last couple of years, and even her practice sessions now, because she's such a perfectionist, gets very angry with herself when she doesn't hit a lot of perfect balls.
Just wide.
Strong 0.
There, a new addition to Graf.
30 love.
Her backspin forehand. She doesn't use that very often, but you're seeing more of the players using it now, giving them that extra time to get into the net, to get into volley position. It's become such a predominant topspin era that players have forgotten how valuable it is. Getting that backspin, underspin allows you to keep the ball very low.
Get on 0.
40 love.
40 love.
Only see Steffi use this a few times, but there it is. Backspin forehand. What that does, buys her just an extra second or two to get into position. As you saw there, she was able to go cross court and still get in position.
Graf wins the game to love. She is now trailing 4 games to 2. We'll look for the break
Game
on this
Graf.
serve.
Sabatini leads 4-2.
Sabatini's been doing a good job of making Graf wait. Graf likes to play quickly, and Gabriela's taking her time, toweling off, walking around, rearranging the strings on her racket. It's not that bad, is it?
That's cute.
That's the post-lunch nap.
Now, Jim, that is an excellent point that you've brought up. Sabatini is not getting trapped by Graf in terms of playing at her speed.
Just wide.
Can 0. 15 love.
And when Graf can't play at her speed, that bothers her. And when you're playing Steffi Graf, you don't have a lot of things that you can do that will be an advantage. That is one of them.
Ball was long.
A lot of unforced errors from Steffi Graf. What you do is you take the number of winners and subtract the unforced errors. That gives Graf a -6 and a Sabatini +1. If you can have a +5 or 6, chances are you're probably going to win the match, or at least a set.
Ho!
Graf does look frustrated.
40 love.
She does not seem to know what to do right now. Look at Sabatini now coming up very slowly to serve, taking her time, bouncing the ball a lot. Graf has been standing there for 15 seconds now.
Caron 40-15.
Heidi Graf, the sole representative of the family here this week. Steffi's dad, Peter, doesn't travel much anymore, just to some of the Grand Slams.
Caron 40-30.
Graf had a very early start in her career. She was hitting tennis balls from a string in her crib with a miniature racket. Her father had things designed well in advance.
Sabatini leads 5-2 in the first sets over Steffi Graf. Obviously frustrated. Our coverage continues from Montreal.
Control 3/4 of the court with her forehand. She has not been able to do that today.
Love 15. And for the first time this week, Graf took the entire changeover and sat. She did not get up early. Love 30.
Nice lob by Sabatini.
Love 30.
She was in trouble and managed to get good depth on it. Ball was about 6 to 8 inches inside the baseline.
Just inside the line. 15-30. Good lob.
Ken Strong, 15-30.
Stretch by Graf to get to that ball.
France par 2, 30 all.
Necessary
40,
points
30.
for Graf.
Zubra.
5-3. Steffi Graf trailing in the first set.
St. Croix. Game Graf. Sabatini leads.
Sabatini
5-3.
serving for the set.
Can 0.
15
15 love.
But perfect conditions out here. No wind, nice cloud cover, and very comfortable temperature. Sabatini for the first time
Can spot 2.
in this match,
15 all.
hitting shorter and higher. Look where her balls are. They're well over the net, and they're short.
Can strong.
15-30.
15-30. Strong spot 2.
30 all.
30 all.
Break point, Graf.
30-40.
The first of what will probably be a number of important points this match. The mark of the great players is that they get their concentration up another level on points like this.
Got the line. Graf breaks back, is on serve, and trailing Gabriela Sabatini 5 games to 4 in these first sets.
Sabatini men. St. Ken. Sabatini leads 5-4.
She ran it down, but it was long. Love 15.
0 cans. Love 15.
This was the right shot to attempt. She really didn't have any option but to try to get it up because she wasn't there soon enough that she could control the counter drop shot. It's almost like when Sabatini got to 5-2, she got tentative. She's had such a tough couple of years that probably sensed maybe I have a chance here today.
From dance.
30-15.
30-15.
Graf's won the last 5 matches, and anytime you go up against a player who has a 5-0 record, and even though they've played 37 times, this being their 38th, psychologically, it's a little tougher. There's a drive. She needed that one.
30 all.
You know, if Sabatini's going to win this set, she really cannot just go ahead and loop it. It's got to have some penetration behind it. It has to be a heavier type ball. And that's what this one was. So it really forced Graf deep and outside the court. Good attempt, though, to come in. That was the right play. Both of them being selective about when they come in.
Graf ties the first set at 5 games all after breaking back in the 9th game.
Game Graf, 5-all.
She looks to be back on track.
Yep. Well, this is probably the, and we probably shouldn't speak too soon here, Jim, but throughout the week, the matches that we thought were going to be great have ended up being duds in most cases, and those that we weren't that excited about, they turned out to be the best matches we've had. This one is meeting the expectations. Sabatini's not a bad volleyer in there. And when she won the U.S. Open in 1992, and she was with Carlos Kiermaier, who was from her home country and a former circuit player, he got her to come in as much as she possibly could, and she developed an enormous amount of confidence during that time frame, and that's when she was playing her best tennis, when she was attacking.
15 all.
15 all.
Jill Hetherington, Peterborough, Ontario, doubles player, was here this week with his partner Sean Stafford. Lost to the #1 seeds earlier this week, McGrath and Sanchez Vicario. Having another great year. Second double faults for Gabriela Sabatini. She had 6 against the Dream Test students, 6 against Yayuk Kosuke earlier this week. Terrific forehand. Driving forehand. Gives Graf a break point.
30-40.
This is the difference right now. She's hitting the ball just a little harder than Sabatini is. Sabatini's looks like she's swinging hard, but the ball does not have the same force as it comes off the court.
The break. She's up 6-5 in this first set and has a chance to win the set. Our coverage on quarterfinal Friday continues in a moment.
Graf leads 6-5.
There's one.
15 love.
Look at the low clearance over the net for both players. Normally you want to get pretty good clearance for the average player, but at this level they are forced to bring the trajectory of the ball down.
Again, spot 2.
15 all.
15 all.
When Steffi gets nervous, two things occur. She hits a slice serve and her forehand starts going into the net.
Wrong
30-15.
Not nervous.
30-15.
Well played.
Get on 10.
40-15. Double set point.
What a difference in Sabatini's walk. She looks a lot more depressed than she did early on when she was stroking the ball much better.
Get on strong.
40-30. Set point.
Pressure's the name of the game here between these two players. Both of them know that that's the key to winning today.
Lead cord works in favor of Steffi Graf. She wins the first set over Gabriela Sabatini 7-5.
Game in first set. Graf 7-5.
That turned around very quickly. 5-2 to 7-5. Yeah, I really have to go back to that 8th game where Sabatini got very tentative when she was up 5-2.
Love 15.
She's got it going.
The second serve is perfect height. For Graf.
Just wide.
0 front. Love 30. Strong. 15-30.
Caught the line. Double break points.
15-40.
More second serves that Sabatini has to feed up to Graf. The more Graf will enjoy it.
Break point.
30-40.
Graf and Mary Pierce are the two best at taking second serves and hitting outright winners off them, particularly slow second serves. It's a hard thing to do. You think the slower the ball, the easier it would be. Not true.
Their double fault gives Graf the break. Sabatini's in a hole after losing the first set 7-5. She trails 1 game to love. Steffi Graf has won 6 games in a row.
In by hitting the ball softer, and that's the first set.
Love. Sabatini becoming more tentative. Graf becoming more aggressive.
15 love. Premier service, first serve.
$40 love.
0, 40 love.
Won't do it this year, but she'd love to win the U.S. Open. Graf wins the game to love, ups her lead to 2 games to love over Gabriela Sabatini in this second set. Seven straight games she has won.
Low 15.
Quite a turnaround. First 7 games, Sabatini was the one that was hitting the ball deep, pressuring Graf with her powerful ground strokes. Now Graf, it's the one who's done it the last 7 games. We're at the halfway mark. They've each had their 7 games where they dominated things.
Love 30.
That's her 4th double fault.
It's too bad because winning that first set might have just been what Sabatini needed. She lacks confidence out there. You know, it's for the last year or so. It's like she didn't really understand what she was doing out on the tennis court. She just didn't look like the same player.
Triple break point.
Love 40.
Sabatini, and she didn't seem to have the fight. She still didn't have her second serve. She wasn't coming into the net, and all of that resulted in a lack of confidence as she was losing matches that she should have won.
You can see her confidence eroding this afternoon. Even her first serve now doesn't have the jump that it had on.
Right.
2 double faults already in this game. Steffi Graf with another break. And she is now up 3-0 in the second set over Gabriela Sabatini. And 15 love.
15 love.
Cross-court volley works for Sabatini. 15 all. Good aggressive point for her.
15 all.
She needs this so badly right now. I mean, she has to stop the momentum. Otherwise, this will be a very quick second set. Very difficult overhead to hit. The overhead smash, it's much easier to hit it when you're going back, but Graf actually hit that coming forward.
Sabatini thought that second serve was long. She didn't get the call. Cease Niemanen in the chair today. She won't overrule unless she is absolutely positive that she saw it long, and she obviously didn't. All the other line judges in the crowd didn't like it either. Four games to love. Steffi Graf in the second set. 9 straight games she's won. Sabatini has to hold serve. Love. 15 all.
And spot 2. 15 all.
Graf has broken Sabatini in the last 4 games.
Let premier service for serve. Strong count, 30-15.
Sabatini's not the only one that would like to get this game here to stop the hemorrhaging. I think the crowd would definitely like to see this match extended.
Strong spot 2.
30 all.
Sabatini enjoys an enormous amount of popularity around the world.
30 all.
Even in Germany, Steffi Graf's home, she has a Gabriela Sabatini doll, which is the #1 selling doll in Germany. She's got 3 perfumes out, one of them named after her.
What a forehand. Break point. Triple break point.
Get on, 30-40.
Deuce.
Deuce.
Advantage Sabatini.
We talked about execution earlier. She has executed some good trips to the net here, but certainly has not been able to do so for a period of about 7 games. She missed her volleys or missed her approach shots.
Oh man, that forehand. Deuce.
Deuce.
Short preparation, use of the wrist. Take a look at this. How short the prep is and virtually no follow through. The racket strings pointing to the area where she hit to. You don't need to have a follow through when you're being rushed and someone is coming at the net. Key is to direct that ball.
What a marvelous point. Steffi Graf with another break opportunity.
Well, we talk a lot about the great forehand, but you have to appreciate how far Graf has come along. Look at this backhand now, the topspin backhand. It's a new addition to her repertoire of strokes. It took her almost 8 years before she had enough confidence to use that shot in a match.
Graf has another break.
Game Graf.
And she has
Graf
totally
leads 5-0.
dominated Gabriela Sabatini since 5-2 in the first set. Let's take a look at the storyline brought to you by Bulova. See the Bulova Marine Star Collection, the sports watch perfect for any occasion. Since 2-5 in the first set, Graf has won 10 games in a row. She's only made 6 mistakes. And the weapon that she has used predominantly throughout the course of the match since then has been her forehand, Peter.
Yeah, and Jim, it's not just her forehand, but it's where she's hitting the forehand from. Let's just, for those who do not play a lot of tennis, basically you divide the court in half. And this half of the court, you're going to hit backhands. On this half of the court, you're going to hit forehands. Now, let's take a look at what Steffi Graf has done. She has done the court, and she has turned it into, this area is for backhands, and all the way across here, she's hitting forehands. We'll watch her now as she hit 3 forehands in a row, but the position. There's a normal forehand, all right, but watch how she comes across the court, down the center, she gets around it. Look at her position, and now she's almost into that zone where she should be hitting a backhand, and she cracks the winner. Complete domination of the baseline with the best forehand in tennis.
Early in the match, Steffi Graf was taking as much time as she could on the changeover. She was staying until time was called, but now she is up quickly. She's on the line, waiting and ready to go as Gabriela Sabatini continues to make her way to her position. 5-love.
Messi, thank you.
When you're upset in 5-love, well, net chords go in your favor.
What a great start she had.
Out.
15 all.
Can't spot 2. 15 all.
Ace for Graf, her first.
30-15. Get on cans. 40-15.
Double match point.
$18 of 25 winners hit on her forehand from all corners of the court, as we just saw a moment ago.
Get on
40-30,
call.
match point.
40-30. Let premier service per serve.
Flick of the wrist, match is over. 7-5, 6-love. To the semis we go with Steffi Graf.
I feel sorry for Gabriela Sabatini because I really sensed in that first set when she was up 5-2 that perhaps, just maybe, things were going to turn around for her. She played a great first 7 games, She had lots of authority out there. She was coming into the net. She hit the ball well, took charge of what she had to do. Steffi Graf, on the other hand, was very frustrated. She was almost angry with herself out there. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, Sabatini started hitting the ball from behind the baseline. She got a little bit complacent, started looping the ball, and just that little turn of event there allowed Steffi Graf the confidence, and suddenly she started connecting. She started playing much better. Next thing you knew, she was working her way back into the match and ultimately won it.
She led 5-2 at one point and then was broken 5 games in a row as Steffi Graf won 11 straight. So Steffi Graf is through to the semifinals here at the Matinee Limited International. And our coverage continues from Jerry Tennis Stadium after this.
Jim. Well, Steffi, congratulations on your quarterfinal win. Let's talk a little bit about the first set. 17 on forced errors, most of them coming through the first 7 games. Can you tell us how you were able to turn this around and what happened?
Well, like you said, I did a lot of unforced errors. I mean, I was trying maybe a little bit too much, and then other times I didn't try to step in, so I just didn't have a really good rhythm. And then on the other hand, she didn't really make a lot of mistakes. So, you know, I was trying for too much, and then at 5-2 I told myself, okay, let's work a little bit for the points and just keep the balance in play and just see what you can do. And I started attacking the ball a little bit more, and that's when things kind of started to turn around.
The other night you were having problems with your lower back, a disc problem, you told me. How's it feeling today? Did it bother you, and how is it?
No, it's been very good today, actually. I took off yesterday, did a lot of treatment for it, and today it just felt so much better. It was good. I felt very happy about that.
Yes. Well, I know that also this week you've been talking about life after tennis. I know the fans don't want to see you go anytime soon, but have you taken any idea or have you gone any further about the next step in your stage of life? Have you set a timetable at all?
No, I mean, I think I still have some time till that point comes, and I mean, it's difficult for me to say right now what I'm going to do. I think I will need time after tennis to think about it, but right now my mind is totally on tennis.
Well, thank you so much, Steffi, and you're on your way to the semis. Good luck the rest of the way here in Montreal.
Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs to Jim.
A warm handshake from 2 competitors who have faced each other 38 times. And the affection is there. Steffi Graf, winners today in straight sets, 7-5, 6-love over Gabriela Sabatini.